and Rangiora High School are locked together in that second and third spot. And then we look across the field and we can see that Westlake Girls High School #1 and Dunstan High School and Wakatip High School are there on the far side, and they're within a foot of each other. Then come out to the outside of the course where we've got Avonside Girls High School #1 and St Kennigan's College #1. Sorry about the technical difficulties we had. We missed that under 17-4 and missed the camera shots on some of the girls 8, but I think we're back in business now. And hopefully you're getting live pictures as we approach with about 100 metres off the island, or Alcatraz Island as Russ likes to call it, and it's still the crew from Maclean's College #2, so it's Alexa Swain and Jana Holmeyer there in front, but not by very much, because Rangiora High School, the South Island gold medalists, have just pushed up beside them, and in between them is St Peter's School, which are the North Island gold medalists. They're only about a canvas down, and hopefully we'll get a line as they go through the 500 metre mark. We'll make the call, but it's going to be very quick, and it's going to be 4 and 6 locked together, and then it's going to be 5. So here we go. They're coming up to the 500, and they're going through, and it's going to be 4, 6, 5. There we are, so that's how close it is. So it's Rangiora went through first by about a centimetre over Maclean's College #2, and then it was St Peter's who went through just about a canvas behind. And then we go back to Westlake Girls High School #1, who would now be almost 2 lengths off those 3 leading crews, and then go back to Dunstan High School #1, and they're in a straight line with Wakatipu High School and Avonside Girls, and then there's a bit of a gap back to St Kennigan's College. So as we speak, we can see that there's a bit of a push coming from Maclean's College #2. They're just trying to break contact with Rangiora High School, but Rangiora having nothing of it, and those two are still locked together pretty much, a bow ball for bow ball as they go through the boys, and St Peter's still sitting with them just about a canvas back. So nothing's changed since we've come through the 500 metre mark. As I say that, perhaps Rangiora just going out by the narrowest of margins, probably only by about a foot, and Rangiora now making a bit of a move, so perhaps their race plan is to go at about 750 metres, because all of a sudden you haven't noticed a noticeable change in the rating, but certainly the speed of the legs has increased a little bit, and they've gone out to it's about a third of a length over Maclean's College #2, and St Peter's still sitting there keeping their powder dry in that third spot, still only about half a length back on Maclean's. So we'll just see if we can get a clock on some of these crews. So we'll give you the timing for Rangiora, and they're ticking along at about 33 strokes per minute, and that'll be pretty much what the other crews are doing as well. So all these 3 crews just ticking along at about 33, and the big improver over there on the outside is, or the outside to me, is Westlake. But as they go through the 1,000, it's going to be Rangiora now, and they'll go through about just half a length ahead of Maclean's, who would have a similar margin over St Peter's, who would have exactly a length over Westlake, who would have exactly a length over Avonside, who would have a similar margin over Dunstan High School, who would have about a canvas over Wakatip, and then it's back to St Kennigan, who I'm afraid aren't going to play much part in the rest of this race. So we've come through with about 1,100 metres gone, and it's still Rangiora High School. So for lightweight rowing, they've really kept their rating down quite a bit, but they're just gradually moving away. So there's nothing very dramatic in what Rangiora are doing, but they're just pushing away with every stroke. So you can just see them extending with each stroke, and Maclean's is going with them. And St Peter's, though, now putting a little bit of pressure on Maclean's, but the real mover is the crew down on the inside there, which is Westlake Girls High School. So Amber Gorry and Sasha Ballantyne, they're trying to get up on St Peter's, and they're doing it very quickly. And they would only be about half a length down on St Peter's at this stage. So Rangiora now established themselves by almost a length, so they've almost got almost broken contact over Maclean's. St Peter's looking across to the left, so you can just see Isabella Rhodes and Connor Symes. They can see the challenge that's coming from Westlake inside them. We can see that Avonside Girls are sitting there in 5th spot, but they'd be off the tail of the other crews, and then you can just about count the rest of them out. So as we look across and we see we're just about to get into the last quarter of the race, and there's no doubt about it, Rangiora, Alice Palliser, and Rose McEwen, they've broken contact. But I tell you what, this crew from Westlake, they've moved up into 2nd spot, and they are just relentless, are Westlake. Westlake just moving all the time, and they're now almost got contact on Rangiora High School. So McLean's now in 3rd spot, St Peter's in 4th, and Avonside Girls in 5th. And this relentless march coming from Westlake on the inside, and now Rangiora have recognised that there's a threat on the inside, and they've just lifted their rate slightly, and now they've broken contact with Westlake again. So Alice Pallister and Rose McEwen of Rangiora High School, they managed to get out in front with about 600 metres gone, and they've stayed there in the meantime as they approach with about 300 metres left to run. So we still see this relentless march from Westlake come on the inside, but they haven't been able to get over that on the crew from Rangiora, and they're still just off their stern. And then, goodness me, look at that race for 3rd spot. So St Peter's is just a foot over the crew from McLean's, and that's where the race is going to come. It looks like our Rangiora have got it in control as they move in with about 200 metres left to run. So this is a business end of the race. This is the last 200 metres. Have Westlake got anything more? They've come through from about 6th position. They've got themselves up to 2nd. What can Westlake do? They're lifting the rate again as they come in to the last 100 metres of the race. But I think the Rangiora girls have got it tied up. What's happening there in the middle of the course? St Peter's have gone back into 3rd. Have McLean's got anything left? And Avonside Girls are coming up on McLean's as well, but they're not going to get up to the middle position. So Rangiora looks like they're going to be rowing for the line. Then it'll be Westlake over St Peter's over McLean's, McLean's over Avonside Girls. That's how they'll go to the line. What a good display by the girls from Rangiora. They've done very well. They'll go over by Clearwater. Then it'll be those marvellous girls from Westlake who have moved their way through the field. They'll take the silver medal. Then it'll be the girls from St Peter's. Then it'll be McLean's. Then it'll be Avonside. Then we'll go down to Dunstan High School down there on the inside. And then it'll be Wakatipu High School. And then finally rounding out the field will be St Kennigan's College.
All right, let's present some medals now for the girls under 18 lightweight double sculls. This event is sponsored by ECL Group, and we have Brent Murphin from ECL to present the medals. Thank you, Brent, and thank you for your support for secondary school rowing. We greatly appreciate it. The winners of the bronze medal for the girls under 18 lightweight double sculls for 2014, St Peter's. In this crew, we have Isabella Rhodes and Connor Symes. And they are very well coached by Norm Charlton. Their time, 8:03.46. Congratulations, St Peter's. The winners of the silver medal for the under 18 lightweight double sculls, Westlake Girls High. In this crew, Amber Gorry and Sasha Ballantyne. And they're coached by Rebecca Beattie. Their time, 8:00.58. Westlake Girls High. Now, the Aon New Zealand Secondary Schools Girls Under 18 Lightweight Double Scull Champions for 2014, Rangiora High. Alice Pallister and Rose McEwen. And their very proud coaches, Armin Svoboda. Well done, Armin. Their time, 7:57.48. Let's present them now with their T-shirts. T-shirts first. And we will also give them the Keith Hibbo Hibbard plate. Well done, our champions, Rangiora High. Well done, girls.